Battled a bit and won their last two. Last night they hosted a top three team in the East, the Cleveland Cavaliers. Here we go. Isaiah Roby driving baseline, pump fakes, puts it up and in for a 5-point Spurs edge. Devin Vassell's shot too hard off the glass, but Charles Bassey from St. Anthony slams it back down. Spurs up 29-27 after one. Later Spurs go on a 16-0 run and would lead 65-49 at the half. All right, jump to the third. Cavs able to cut the Spurs lead down to 10, but the Spurs don't fold. Collins out to Keldon, who lines up for the straightaway three and pushes it. The Spurs lead to 18. Josh Richardson with a catch and shoot three from way beyond the arc. Good plus the foul. 4-point play gives the Spurs their largest lead of the night against the Cavs. 19. It would be a 1-point Spurs lead. 13 seconds to go. Cavs with the ball. Donovan Mitchell brings it up court, gets into the lane, puts it up, and Keldon is there to swat it off the backboard. Cavs get the rebound. Darius Garland wide open in the corner for the three, but it's off the mark. Cavs get another chance when Mitchell grabs the board, but he throws it away, and Vassell scoops it up to seal the Wild win. Spurs have now won 3 in a row. This one, 112-111.
Close games are always good for guys to either win or lose because they just teach you a lot about yourselves, about how the game goes, about the flow, about how you got to approach things. So, I mean, I think the experience that we got today was big for us, and to come out with a win like that is a big step.
Next, the Spurs will try to keep the win streak alive versus the Portland Trail Blazers. That game is tomorrow at 7 o'clock at the AT&T Center. The UTSA Roadrunners trip to Orlando for their bowl game started off on a sad note. That's when head coach Jeff Traylor tweeted that his father passed away yesterday after a lengthy illness. As Traylor said, his dad will have the best seat in the house on Friday. Coach also said he's all about rewarding his team, that it's a fine line balancing the fun while getting ready for a bowl game.
I remember saying, I got to get Frank Harris ready. We got to get back here and get this done. That's kind of been our mindset the entire season, and this is a big step for us. We have a lot of things we're playing for. You know, we have an opportunity to be a top 25 team. We've never done that in the history of our school. We have an opportunity to finish in the top 25. It's never been done. We have an opportunity to win a bowl game for the first time. That's three pretty important things to play in a season that's already been very historic. I am concerned about our depth and the lack of players we have just because of injuries, so we can't afford any more hits to grades or anything else that might come up.
Cure Bowl kicks off Friday at 2 p.m. Again, our condolences, Coach, to you and your family. And also, thoughts and prayers with the family of Mississippi State head coach Mike Leach, who remains in critical condition after a massive heart attack. He's hospitalized in Jackson, Mississippi.
Time now, 4:43 and 69 degrees for now. Non-stick pots and pans make cooking easier, but are they a risk to your health? Up next, we're going to have People Check to see about the claims that they may have harmful toxins.
Plus, lots of people wanting to book an Italian dream vacation thanks to the popular series White Lotus. We'll tell you when is the best time to go.
In this morning's GMA First Look, White Lotus Wanderlust.
God. Are you kidding me? Look at that pool. You guys are going to have such an amazing trip.
Fans of the hit show seemingly taken with its setting, Sicily, and its searing beauty. Mobile travel app Hopper telling ABC News that searches for vacations there are up 50% this season.
I mean, I'm impressed that you're even here, and you're quite old, no?
If you are flexible and you are thinking about that Sicily trip, try going early May or next fall. You're going to get the best deals, lowest prices, and really be able to stretch your Italy trip budget a bit further.
And this isn't the only show inspiring travelers. Coming up at 7 a.m., we'll show you some of the locations here in America seeing an uptick thanks to vacationing viewers. With your GMA First Look, I'm Morgan Norwood, ABC News.
Well, if by chance you're shopping for non-stick cookware this holiday season, you'll likely see labels saying the pans are non-toxic and made without dangerous chemicals.
12 on your sides, Marilyn Moritz has some test results and what to look for on those labels.
For decades, chemicals known as PFAS have been widely used in nonstick cookware. But in recent years, researchers have linked PFAS to health problems, including liver damage, lower immunity in kids, and certain cancers.
Using pans with these chemicals could expose you to PFAS, especially if pans are scratched or overheated.
Now, a lot of newer nonstick pans have claims that they're free of the most widely known PFAS, including PFOA. But are they really? Consumer Reports tested 2 ceramic-coated pans, the Our Place Always pan and the Red Copper pan. And they tested one with a traditional nonstick coating made from PTFE, the Swiss Diamond pan. It claims to be PFOA-free. Technicians scraped coatings from 30 samples of the 3 different pans. The samples were then tested for 96 different PFAS chemicals, including PFOA. The results? The 2 ceramic pans did not contain any of the 96 PFAS, but it was a different story for the PTFE-coated pan.
Our tests found the Swiss Diamond pan had measurable amounts of PFOA and several other PFAS.
Swiss Diamond's U.S. distributor challenged the results, saying the manufacturer had used PFOA-free raw material since 2007 and that the high temperature used in the coating process would remove any PFOA. All of the letters can be confusing, but if you are concerned about PFAS in your pots and pans, Consumer Report says look for cookware that claims to be PTFE-free, such as pans with ceramic coatings. They say some other good options are uncoated carbon steel or good old cast iron. Marilyn Moritz, KSAT 12 News.
Let's look at the roads out there with TransSky. Looking over at Loop 1604 at Pat Booker Road. Things are pretty quiet there. And also looking over at I-10 and De Zavala. Doesn't appear that we have any problems at this hour.
I just checked TxDOT. We're good to go. RJ is going to be in a little bit later on in for Stephen today. Don't forget Mega tonight, $400 million.
Yeah, nice before Christmas.
Yeah.
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 Or after Christmas, or
whenever.
Cash value is $216. You could do some damage, Steph.
Or the second Tuesday of next week, whichever, it'd be nice to win that. So notice on some of those TransGuide cameras, the roads are kind of damp. And you said you had a decent shower.
Oh, yeah, a couple decent showers coming down 281 from the Stone Oak area this morning.
Nothing?
Nothing for
and
me.
The finest mist again. So depends on where you are. I'm going to show you radar here in a second. First of all, a couple of days ago, and these two guys were really enjoying the sunshine out there. And we're going to see a lot more. We'll see actually some later on this afternoon, and then more tomorrow as well as Thursday. Then, and we're starting off on Friday. More on that coming up. But thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, as far as looking outside right now, there 410 by the airport. As you can see, the road is definitely damp. The reflection off the headlights there. And this is what we were talking about in big picture. I mean, there's not really much out there, but these few showers. So this is some of what Mark ran into with some of these showers that have been working up to the north and northern portion of Bexar County right now, and very light, but yeah, you may need to use your wipers. Otherwise, it's just a lot of very light mist out there this morning. 70 here in town, 68 Balverde, same thing, Comfort, 67s out in portions of the hill country. Temperatures are 25 to almost 30 degrees above normal. Normal low right now is 43 degrees. So, yeah, we're just way out of whack. That is going to be changing, though, with this front moving on through here. And the humidity dew points remain extremely high. And it's all this moisture just getting kind of pumped on in here that the atmosphere basically really can't hold that much. So that's why we have these little sprinkly showers here and there. We're not seeing a whole bunch of fog this morning because we have a decent breeze. But if the wind does subside, you may start to see a little bit of fog trying to form up. So 20% chance for light little sprinkles. Temperatures are basically going to be staying steady this morning, and we will see a little bit in the way of some sunshine late morning going into the afternoon hours. We'll make it up to 75 at noon, and some showers around here. Then we are going to be clearing out a little bit more, and the wind will start to then shift around out of the northwest later on today, and we get that little bit of clearing. That's as the front moves on through here, and as you can see, we stay very humid up until noon, but here comes the drier air and the front coming on through here by mid-afternoon. We hit our high temperature then, and we'll drop down, not just huge plummeting with temperatures, they'll just drop slightly, but then we get sort of reinforcing shots, and this is the drier air coming on here, but that's going to bring with it, or along with, some of the colder air that will start to move on in here. So with this really dry air in place and clear skies, Thursday morning and Friday morning is going to be really cold around here. 75 degrees today at noon, a shower or two still this morning, light little sprinkly showers here and there, and then a high temperature today is going to make it up to 73. Some clear, the late afternoon temperature, because we will peak right around 3 o'clock, but this is around dinner time, 73 degrees, so we will drop down some clearing. Clouds come back in tonight, and we'll have some cloudy skies early tomorrow morning. start off at 50, then make it up to 67, so closer to a normal high temperature. Then we get with the dry air, that colder air settling in, and 38s Thursday morning, Friday morning, then another shot of colder air and cloudy skies, and it's going to be just a damp, cold weekend, only 50 both Saturday and Sunday.
Finally, going to get rid of these clouds.
Yes, temporarily for a couple of days.
Right.
Finally, going to get rid of the heat and humidity.
Yes.
I'll be happy with the clouds. Just give me cold weather.
Yes, that time of year.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thanks, Mike.
4:53, 69 degrees.
Janet Jackson and Ludacris team up for a new tour, plus big honors for actor Colin Farrell.
Colin Farrell gets honored for his role in a new dark comedy.
For the latest on what's happening in Hollywood, here's ABC's Jason Nathanson.
Just tell me what I've done to you.
There's Colin Farrell in The Banshees of Inisherin, the dark comedy leading the pack of nominees for the 2023 Golden Globe Awards, 8 nods, including Best Picture. Now, producers looking for a return to form after diversity issues and misconduct allegations against the Hollywood Foreign Press Association derailed last year's broadcast. Other nominees include Kevin Costner, Best Actor for Yellowstone, and Viola Davis, Best Actress for her turn in The Woman King. The ceremony airs January 10th on NBC.
It's me. I'm here. I have a really big announcement to make.
Janet Jackson on Instagram Monday telling us about her just-announced world tour kicking off this April at the Hard Rock Live Arena in Hollywood, Florida. Ludacris joins her on the Together Again tour, her first road show since 2019. Kevin Hart also hitting the road just after the holidays on his Reality Check tour starting January 1st in Las Vegas. Kevin just adding 9 new dates to the itinerary, including stops in Phoenix and Ottawa, Canada. He heads over to London in April.
I have this thing where I get older, but just never wiser.
And happy birthday, Taylor Swift. The singer-songwriter, producer, and now movie director is 33 today. Matt Wolf, ABC News.
4:57, 69 degrees.
U.S. Customs and Border Protection is seeing a spike in migrant arrivals. We're going to tell you why and what officials are doing with the more than 1,000 people who crossed into Texas just yesterday.
Plus, Apple getting ready to introduce OLED or OLED technology in many of its popular products. We'll tell you when.
A quick look at the roads with TransSky, looking over at Loop 1604 at Brun, where things are moving, and Loop 410 at McCullough. We're going to be checking in with RJ Marcus, who is in for Stephen Cavazos after the break.
Live from KSAT 12. Good Morning San Antonio starts right now.
Migrant crossings at the southern border are surging as a Trump-era policy is set to end. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. How officials on the ground are responding, coming up.
We have spotty showers in the area as you wake up on this Tuesday morning. Today is cold front day, and Mike will have an update on how much cooler it will get and when. Good morning, everybody. Tuesday, December 13th.
Happy Tuesday. Thanks for joining us. I like how you say it. It's cold front day. Like, we should celebrate because we've been waiting for it for a while.
A lot of us have. And one of the things we're hoping for, Mike, is cooler weather and sweep these clouds away for at least a couple of days.
We will get rid of the clouds a little bit temporarily this afternoon. Then they're going to come back. Then they're going to go away for a couple of days. And as far as the colder air, that's going to be down the road a few days. This is going to be a sort of a multi-day process, if you will, in behind this front. Initially, though, we'll get rid of the humidity. 70 right now. There are a couple little sprinkles out there at the airport. Look at that bottom number. Dew point remains at 66. So, yeah, there is humidity out there. We do have a breeze this morning, so that's what's helping with not seeing a lot of fog to form up like the past couple of mornings. 77, but notice how that's going to be about mid-afternoon. Then temperatures will be dropping down into the low 70s once we get in toward dinner time this afternoon. And then we will eventually drop down even much, much colder, especially by Thursday morning and Friday morning. No change in the aquifer in yesterday's reading. Mold and mountain cedar yesterday both dropped down. What's going to be interesting is with the cold front moving through later on today and the breezy conditions, that especially tomorrow, interesting what happens with the mountain cedar over the next couple of days. Here's a look at radar right now. I just had very, very fine mist on radar on windshield this morning, I should say. Mark said he ran into actually a couple of decent showers, and there are just a few little decent showers here and there, basically in northern Bexar County, right there along 1604, and everything is sliding up to the north. You're going on 35, you're going to run into some of those, a couple of them around New Braunfels as well. Again, it's not any big deal, just more than the light mist that's out there. Wind, as I mentioned, is out of the southeast and 10-15 miles per hour, so this is helping to prevent a lot of fog from forming up. Mold and mountain cedar, as I mentioned, are both on the low side. So mild, some mist, a couple of showers around here this morning, and then we'll have just 1 or 2 showers, especially in the first portion of the day, right up until about the time the front moves on through here, which is going to be mid-afternoon. We hit 77 right then the wind shifts around, and then temperatures will drop down somewhat. It won't be one of those where temperatures just plummet right in behind this front, but we will, like I said, get rid of the humidity. We start off with clouds tomorrow, then sunshine. It's going to be breezy, and it will be cooler. We'll finally be at a normal high temperature right around the mid-60s. Then we get colder air coming on in here, so it'll be really cold in the mornings, like I said, especially Thursday, Friday, and chilly in the afternoons. We get progressively colder, then damp and cold this weekend. Good grilled cheese and soup kind of weekend. Details on that coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, Mr. Marquez, good morning, sir. What's going on?
Yeah, good morning, Mike. Glad to be with you guys on this Tuesday. And despite some of the mist that we were talking about, a little bit of those showers, things looking pretty good out in the roads this morning. Want to take you outside of TransGuide real quick. This is Loop 10 at East Houston right there. As you can see, traffic moving along pretty smooth, a little bit busier than normal during this time of the morning, but still things looking pretty smooth out in that area this morning. I want to take you out to our big map here, and as you can see, things looking pretty good. So far, no major delays to discuss or to speak of. There's a fire incident taking place right here that's a little bit south of downtown. This is on Sayers Avenue, but this is not affecting any major roadways to speak of right now. So right now, TxDOT's showing no major incidents taking place right now on the roads. I did want to remind you guys about some bridge work that's taking place in East Bexar County. This is out in I-10 at East Bexar County, and this started yesterday, and crews are wrapping things up just about right now. So if you're driving in this area, just be kind of conscious that these crews are probably clearing things up at the moment. This is going to be taking place over the next few days through December 15th, and this is a full closure of the main lanes in both directions at Field Road. Again, I-10 at East Bexar County. But taking you back outside, let me go back to our rotating cameras. You can see right there, I-37 Loop 410, things pretty smooth. Loop 1604 at Pat Booker on the northeast side. Pretty good there at 37 Fair Avenue. So we will continue to follow the latest here on the roadways. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
RJ, thank you. Officials with San Antonio Fire Department plan to discuss the ongoing investigation into that big explosion that killed at least 4 people on the city's southeast side last Friday night. Fire investigators will host a press conference at 1:30 this afternoon. It'll be at Public Safety Headquarters. Now, the explosion happened near K-Bar Construction Company. Right now, there are still some people who are not able to go back to their homes because of the incident. We spoke to a woman who lives on the same property but did not want to go on camera.
It's not doing me no good to be out here and not really having a place to stay, to sleep. You can't take a bath. I can't change my clothes. My shoes were wet for 2 days because I didn't have extra shoes. And I have all my stuff in my RV, but they just won't let me get it.
Now, the Bexar County Medical Examiner has released the identity of another victim in this case. The person is identified as 28-year-old Ashley Autoby and 36-year-old Roger Huron Jr. as victims of Friday's deadly explosion. We're still waiting on the names for those 2 other victims, but we do know that they are a 57-year-old man and a 61-year-old man.
San Antonio Councilman Clayton Perry has a new court appearance date set for January 24th. The Northside Councilman was originally scheduled to be arraigned yesterday on the hit-and-run crash he admitted he was involved in. Meanwhile, interim Councilman Mike Gallagher is continuing to fill in District 10. He helped with the toy drive ahead of the holidays last night. The former councilman says it's been a smooth transition to temporarily fill the seat. He also credited the support of staff. And when asked, Gallagher says he's also spoken with Councilman Clayton Perry.
I had the opportunity to talk to him yesterday, and he was in a very good mood. Things seem to be going very, very well, and let's all just hope and pray that it all comes out okay for him.
Gallagher says he has encouraged Perry to return to the District 10 seat as soon as he is ready.
In Kyle, south of Austin, the Texas Rangers now helping the investigation where investigators said an inmate is dead after shots were fired in an emergency room. That's after police say the inmate tried to break free during a hospital visit. Now, investigators say the inmate hit a Hays County Corrections officer as he ran through the emergency room. That's when police say the corrections officer fired his gun and hit the inmate. The hospital says medical staff tried to save him, but he died from his injuries. We do not know his name. An inmate faced several charges, including reckless driving. This morning, state and local officials grappling with a spike of migrant crossings at the southern border.
As ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports, Border Patrol agents in El Paso say they've already at capacity as they brace for the end of a Trump-era immigration policy.
At the U.S.-Mexico border, a surge of migrant crossings is straining state resources.
People are going to fall through the cracks. Young kids are going to be out there sleeping on the sidewalks.
Shelters at the southern border overwhelmed as they process hundreds of asylum seekers every day.
It's an immigration system that has to be reformed, and yet there's no discussion of it in Congress because the Republican Congress wants nothing to do with it.
In El Paso, unauthorized border crossings are now averaging more than 2,400 daily encounters. Adults carrying children through the Rio Grande, hundreds lining up as they prepare to cross.
These folks are here, they're applying for asylum protections, and that is a legal way to immigrate to this country.
State and local officials warn the surge could swell as a Trump-era border policy is set to end this month. The policy, known as Title 42, allows for the immediate expulsion of migrants without allowing them to apply for asylum.
We are taking steps to be able to manage the expiration of Title 42 and to put in place a process that will be orderly and humane.
Olnedis says she came from Venezuela and is seeking safety in the U.S. for her daughter, waiting to cross until next week.
Si no puedes entrar, ¿qué vas a hacer? She doesn't know what she'll do if they don't let her back in.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is expected to visit El Paso today to review operations and to meet with local organizations and officials. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
5:10, 70 degrees.
Apple's reportedly introducing new MacBook Air and iPad Pro models with OLED displays. We're going to tell you when.
Next, what's happening now after some tuberculosis cases showed up at some area high schools. We'll tell you how many people Metro Health has screened so far.
And taking a look out there with a live cam, 70 degrees, not too bad. Looks clear in this shot. I know Mark had some rain when he drove in earlier. There'll be spotty showers out there. We'll be right back.
5:13, welcome back. Students and staff across 3 local high schools are now being tested for tuberculosis.
Those being tested are considered close contacts of a single case reported at Brandeis High School. Metro Health says it expects to screen about 115 people total at Brandeis, Clark, and O'Connor. Northside ISD notified families last week about the case at Brandeis and a common link to Clark and O'Connor. Those considered close contacts were also notified by Metro Health.
There's no need to panic or worry at this point. There won't be any further transmission at this point.
Metro Health says a patient who tested positive was isolated. He says that person is stable.
5:14, 70 degrees.
And next, why a touch of gold could be the key to preventing fogged up glasses and car windshields.
Okay, interesting. You've got our attention. TransGuide right now showing a few cars out there, 1604 Medio Creek and 1604 at West Military. RJ is here. He's keeping tabs on the roads with our friends over at TransGuide. We'll be right back.
Hello. I saw you move in and I wanted to welcome you to the neighbourhood with some homemade biscuits.
Oh, that's so nice.
And a little tip, Geico could help you save on homeowners insurance.
Oh.
Cookies?
Biscuits.
Got a little nutmeg in there?
Oh, it's my mum's secret recipe.
You can tell me.
It's a secret.
Is it cinnamon?
It's my mum's secret recipe.
Call Geico and see how easy saving on homeowners and condo insurance can be.
I'll come back for the plate.
Service.
Just about 5:18, Twitter has disbanded its advisory council that handles issues such as harassment and child exploitation. ABC's Morgan Norwood has details in today's Tech Bites.
In today's Tech Bites, another change at Twitter. Elon Musk is eliminating the platform's Trust and Safety Council. The advisory group was formed to address content that includes hate speech, child exploitation, and suicide. Musk said the council was not the best structure for external insights. And we're starting to hear predictions about Apple's future offerings. Word is a new MacBook Air and 2 iPad Pro models will have OLED displays in 2024. Those displays will give the devices increased brightness and lower power consumption. And a high-class method of keeping your glasses from fogging up. So researchers in Switzerland have come up with a gold nano coating that keeps those lenses from misting up. The technology can also be used in car windshields. Those are your Tech Bites. Have a great day.
All right, RJ Marquez is on his way over
entrance.
here for family time.
Wait,
in
back up.
3,
Do it with
2,
style.
1. There he is.
All right.
RJ Marquez. Good morning, RJ. Good to have you with us this morning.
Yeah,
How are
good
you?
to be here with you guys. Yeah, doing great. Things looking pretty good out there so far on the roadways. And stepping in for Steven's, Steven's taking a little time off here. So, yeah, always good to hang out with y'all on a good morning. All
right, let's jump right into it.
Take a look at what is going out here on the roadways right now. And we take you out to a TransGuide first. And let's just show you real quick as we look at our cameras out here. We jump back into our scene. Yeah, this is I-35 at Cesar Chavez right now, and things looking pretty smooth right there. We have 1604 at Braun. Not too much to discuss right now when it comes to the roads. Again, it's been a little misty, kind of soupy out there. A little bit of showers that we've seen earlier today, but things looking pretty smooth in that area. So want to take you real quick here, 1604 Military Drive. All right, as we continue on with our big map here, and again, things looking pretty good. A lot of green on our screen, so again, nothing major to discuss right now. This is an incident being reported on our maps, but again, it's being reported by the San Antonio Fire Department. It seems to be just a response on their part, but no major traffic delays in that area. So we talked about some of that work earlier on the eastern part of Bexar County. Well, there is some concrete work taking place here at Loop 410 and in West San Antonio, and this is going to be happening tonight, starting tonight and taking place through the next about 24 hours or so. So just be careful if you're going to be traveling in this area. This is the main lane closures from Culebra Road to State Highway 151. So just kind of keep that in mind as we take you back out to TransGuide right now. And again, things looking pretty good out there, guys. Pretty good. Again, it's been a little misty, a little bit rainy, but TransGuide not showing any major issues this morning as we get through our Tuesday. Mike, how are things going out there?
Well, a little bit of mist and drizzle, and not the best day to put up any Christmas lights, especially this morning, but this guy is definitely checking them out and says the magic is in the Christmas lights. As the twinkles spread, so does the Christmas cheer. He's just, yes, just mesmerized by those lights, or looking for the one bulb that was burned out there, so, which is always hard to find. Anyway, thank you very much for the KSAT Connect picture. All right, there you can see the road is damp over there by 410, and it's either mist or couple of light little sprinkles. Mark said he ran into one of these light little showers that moved on through, and then they are continuing to work their way up to the north and northern portion of the county. Up 35, you may run into some of them. They're also kind of fizzling out, but a lot of this is just due to the fact that all this moisture continues to get pumped in here from the Gulf of Mexico. So we're at 70 right now. Temperatures are 25, close to 30 degrees above normal. Normal low is 43 right now. Normal high is in the mid 60s. So just, again, we're just way out of whack. And there's a ton of humidity. Dew point temperatures remain very high. And that's going to be the case through mid-afternoon when the front moves on through here. We've got a decent breeze this morning, so that's what's helping to not see a lot of fog around there. If you have still or very light wind and all this humidity, that's when you see some of the fog. But the wind obviously keeps the air mixed up a little bit more. Temperatures aren't going to be moving this morning. We'll keep a couple of these sprinkly showers around. Some sunshine is going to try and squeeze through by late morning. We'll still keep a few showers around here into the early afternoon hours, right about the time when the front moves on through here. Then front comes through and we'll clear out a bit more later on this afternoon. Temperatures do start to drop down. We'll be at 73 degrees then by dinner time. So we peak with our temperatures right 2, 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and then we drop down somewhat. There's those few little sprinkly showers that are going to be sticking around here through the late morning hours and early afternoon. Front comes on through here, clears us out for late afternoon and the first part of the evening. Then the clouds move back in tomorrow, maybe a leftover sprinkle tomorrow. Then we clear back out in behind that, and we'll have a couple of days of some beautiful sunshine. And then with those clear skies and really dry air coming in here, that's going to allow temperatures to drop down. It'll be much cooler tomorrow, but much, much colder by especially Thursday morning and Friday morning. 75 today at noon. Couple of showers hanging around here, 1 or 2 of them. More if you're going up to the northeast, out northeast of Austin, where there could be actually some strong thunderstorms, but not in our area. 73 then late this afternoon. So again, temperatures do drop down. We clear out somewhat. Then clouds come back in here overnight. So we start off cloudy tomorrow and then clear on out. It's going to be breezy tomorrow, and temperatures we'll have a high right where it should be. Then we drop down 38 Thursday morning as well as Friday morning, only 60 on Friday. Clouds will increase late in the day, start off in the low 40s over the weekend, but only 50. A lot of clouds, a couple of showers around here, back to 60 by Monday. Good weekend to kind of hunker down inside.
Do all the Christmas wrapping.
Do wrap a little bit, watch some Hallmark Christmas movies. You know, it's a perfect weekend there. So.
I'm going to fire up the chimenea Friday night.
That sounds
That'd
good.
be a good
Haven't done that
idea.
in a while. 524, 70 degrees.
Coming up next, why a copyright infringement suit involving Taylor Swift was dropped. Plus, Disney's latest theatrical animated film is already headed to streaming after a poor response.
Movies and music and lawsuits, oh my.
CNN's David Daniel has the latest entertainment news in today's Hollywood Minute.
It took 5 years, but Taylor Swift has finally shaken off a copyright infringement lawsuit over Shake It Off. 2 songwriters sued Swift in 2017, claiming she'd stolen their lyrics for her 1989 hit song. Swift denied the allegations, and now both sides have agreed to end the suit. No word on the terms of any settlement between the parties.
We are clearly in uncharted territory.
Strange World is changing course. You won't have to head to the multiplex to see the Disney animated adventure this Christmas. It'll begin streaming on Disney Plus December 23rd, just 1 month after it debuted in theaters. The album A Family Christmas is a family affair, with legendary tenor Andrea Bocelli joined by his son Matteo and his daughter Virginia on the holiday album. They'll perform together in Andrea's annual concert at New York's Madison Square Garden on Wednesday. In Hollywood, I'm David Daniel.
An encore, just in case you didn't, you liked it the first time. By the way, I read that it's Taylor Swift's birthday today.
Yes.
33 years old.
33 years young.
Yes.
Wow, she's done a lot.
She's done a lot of living in those 33 years.
Yes, she has.
528, 70 degrees.
Harnessing the power of the sun on Earth, scientists are expected to announce a big breakthrough that could do just that. We're going to tell you about their amazing nuclear fusion discovery.
Plus, you've probably heard of more people getting sick around you lately. We'll tell you which areas are already wanting people to wear masks again due to increases in COVID, RSV, and flu.
The holy grail of energy research is to put the sun in a bottle. And that's apparently what they did in California.
A major breakthrough in energy production, how this nuclear fusion research discovery could change the world as we know it.
And taking a look out there with a live cam, you can see some of the raindrops there on our lens there. 70 degrees, and we are bracing for some changes.
And a good morning to you. It is Tuesday, the 13th of December. We'll check in with RJ and our morning commute in just a moment.
Yep, but for now, we're going to look forward to that cold front.
Yeah, now this is not going to be one of those where all of a sudden temperatures just plummet when the front moves on through here. It'll be over the course of a couple of days, but we will get rid of the humidity later on this afternoon. It's going to start to get breezier then tomorrow. Right now, you look outside and yeah, there's a couple little Couple little sprinkles out there, some mist, drizzle. The roads are definitely on the damp side. We've got temperatures that are still way above normal. Normal low is 43 degrees right now, so we are 25 close to 30 above where we should be. Dew points at 66, a bunch of humidity and a decent breeze. That's what's helping to keep a lot of fog from forming up. We do have a few, besides just the mist that's out there, and I only saw a very fine mist on the windshield, but a few actual sprinkles from, well, right around Bandera. If you are heading out 10, you may run into a couple of those, and then also going up 35 in toward New Braunfels. Again, it's not much of anything, just more than that light mist. Everybody is way above normal, mid upper 60s, low 70s around here. Like I said, we've got a decent breeze right now, and we're going to have an okay breeze today, and then the wind will be shifting around. Right now, it's coming in here out of the south to southeast, pulling in all that moisture. Then it's going to shift around to the northwest and pull in much drier air. That'll be the first thing that we see later on today. Mold and Mountain Cedar are both on the low side. So here's what's going on today. We are going to make it to 75 at noon, and then right in between there we hit 77, drop down to 73 by 5 o'clock. So it won't be, like I said, a huge plummet in temperatures, but they will drop down. The wind will shift around out of the northwest. We are going to be clearing out somewhat later on this afternoon, and then clouds move back in here overnight. That will actually prevent us from getting as cold as what we could get tomorrow morning. We start off with clouds tomorrow, then we clear out in behind that. So tomorrow afternoon and Thursday and the first part of the day Friday are going to be fantastic and really cold by Thursday morning and Friday morning. The weekend, they want to make some indoor plans. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, what is going on, RJ?
Things are going pretty well out there, Mike. Smooth sailing so far as we head you out to TransGuide right now. Loop 410 at I-37. Things looking pretty good. Again, people, you know what's taking their time this morning on the roads. That's good. If you're heading out right now, this would be a great time to maybe go pick up, you know, just a little bit of breakfast, some coffee, if you get that opportunity. I-10 at Bernie Stage Road out there on the northwest side. Things looking pretty solid there. You see Camp Bullis. Again, I-10, things looking pretty good so far, despite some of the mist and despite some of these slippery roads that we've seen so far over the past day or so. So we take you out there to our maps, and you can see a lot of green on our screen here, so smooth sailing as we head out on your Tuesday morning. Nothing major to discuss right now, but we know that throughout the morning things are going to get very busy, especially in some of our busier areas, 281 and I-10 and out there by Castroville, always very busy. So we will continue to follow the latest there. Want to show you some inbound times right now for a couple of our outside areas. Sagina downtown, we're looking at 29 minutes. Again, no major backups right now. A lot of green there. Lavernia to downtown, 33 minutes. And Floresville down there, 28 minutes to downtown San Antonio. So again, guys, things looking pretty solid out here. 1604 at Medio Creek, and then we have 1604 at Military. Smooth sailing so far. Again, this would be a nice time to maybe go pick up a early breakfast, maybe some coffee to kind of get you going on this Tuesday morning. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
Hey, thank you. This morning, U.S. Department of Energy is expected to announce a breakthrough in nuclear fusion research. You can pretty much think of it as reaching for the stars and catching one.
As CNN's Amy Kiley reports, experts say it could change the world.
Who knows? Perhaps by mid-century, there could be a fusion reactor in your neighborhood.
A whole lot of scientists are sounding downright giddy. They're excited about what could become a safe, abundant, and clean source of energy. Nuclear fusion. It involves combining atoms, and it's what powers the sun. But here on Earth, scientists have struggled to get more energy out of the reactions than goes into them. A source says the Lawrence Livermore National Laboratory in California figured it out.
The holy grail of energy research is to put the sun in a bottle. And that's apparently what they did in California.
It's taken decades of research around the globe to reach this point.
There's an old joke among physicists that fusion is that technology. It's just a decade away and always will be.
Experts say it could take years more for fusion to become a large-scale commercial energy source.
The scale, of course, of the market and the need of the market is so enormous that that hopefully multiple of us in multiple geographies be able to lifting this out of the R&D into the real commercial use.
Some climatologists were quick to tweet they think the world should use existing renewables in the meantime.
It certainly will mean a lot more investment and a lot more debate about priorities as other renewables like solar and wind are about to explode.
For Good Morning San Antonio, I'm Amy Kiley.
The body of American sports journalist Grant Wall, who died while reporting from the World Cup, is back here in the U.S. now. His manager says an autopsy is being completed. Wall passed away last week after collapsing during Friday's match between Argentina and the Netherlands. He was just 49 years old. U.S. State Department officials said Monday they have not seen any indication of foul play in connection with his death.
U.S. Supreme Court is returning to announcing opinions in person from the bench. The justices suspended the tradition during the COVID-19 pandemic. Instead, decisions were just posted on the court's website. The new in-person guidance will start in January. Typically, the justices don't read the entire opinion from the bench. Sometimes they will only outline key points or read out their dissents.
A new buzz haircut for BTS member Jin as he begins his mandatory military service in his home country of South Korea. He arrived at an Army training center miles from the demilitarized zone early today. Hundreds of fans, security, and media were there at the base to welcome the international superstar. The 30-year-old will spend 18 months in uniform. Almost all able-bodied men are required to serve in the Korean Army for a year and a half. They have to enlist by the age of 28, but a new 2020 bill allows some stars to defer service till the age of 30. According to BTS's record label, the group is expected to get back together around 2025.
Time now, 5:39 and 70 degrees for now.
Stocks starting off on a good note on Wall Street. We'll tell you why this is a big week for the stock market coming up and what it means for interest rates.
With flu, COVID, and RSV symptoms on the rise, we're going to tell you which cities are already asking people to use masks again.
To wear a jacket, throw it in the car. I mean, what do you do today? The weather's been all over the place, particularly warm lately. But today is cold front day. Mike will have more coming up. As the threat of COVID, flu, and RSV spikes across parts of the U.S., some cities want people to wear masks again.
CNN's Jen Sullivan looks at the latest numbers and the warning from health officials about the upcoming holidays.
Respiratory illnesses are surging across the U.S. Cases of COVID-19, the flu, and RSV are spiking.
Infections ticking up across the country.
In places like Oregon, New York City, Metro Seattle, and Los Angeles County and Alameda County, California, health officials are urging people once again to mask up.
With a higher number of cases, we see more transmission. This means that your chance of catching COVID will increase.
The CDC says much of the country is under a high level of COVID transmission. And in the last week, a majority of states saw a rise in COVID hospitalizations.
This is in the backdrop of one of the worst flu seasons in a decade.
Flu cases have hit some of their highest early levels in years. The CDC estimates 13 million illnesses, 120,000 hospitalizations, and 7,300 deaths so far this season. As cases surge, hospitals are overrun with more than 80% of beds in use. That's higher than any other point during the pandemic.
Just imagine, God forbid, that you may have a heart attack or you may be pregnant and have to go to the hospital because of early labor, and those hospitals are full. So this affects everybody.
Following the Thanksgiving holiday, cases spiked. Health officials are urging people to get the COVID booster now since it takes 2 weeks to reach full effect. And that puts us right at Christmas. I'm Jen Sullivan reporting.
Time now, 5:43 and 70 degrees for now.
There's a whole new checkmark system on Twitter now, how you can distinguish between verified companies, government entities, and everyday people on the platform.
And a quick look at the roads with TransGuide, looking over at I-37 at Loop 410 where things are moving. RJ Marcus is in the studio. We'll be checking in with him very soon. And welcome back. It's 5:46 in your morning consumer headlines. Stocks rallied Monday, kicking off a busy week for Wall Street. Now, consumer price index numbers and retail sales are out this week. There is also a Fed meeting tomorrow, where policymakers are expected to raise interest rates again, likely by the half point. Investors also celebrated some merger news. Grill maker Weber and software company Copa both agreed to get taken private. And biotech giant Amgen said it's buying drug maker Horizon Pharmaceuticals for nearly $28 billion. The Dow gained more than 500 points yesterday to close just above 34,000. The NASDAQ and S&P also saw gains.
For those of you still on Twitter, verification check marks are back. The new addition, part of Elon Musk's effort to grow its subscription business. Twitter is now offering gold checks for companies, gray checks for government entities and other organizations, and blue checks for individuals regardless of celebrity status. Users who subscribe through the web platform pay $8 a month. But to possibly account for Apple's high app transaction fee, iOS app subscribers will actually pay $11 a month. Now, those who have blue checks right now but refuse to pay the monthly fee will lose their checks soon. Musk tweeted that all legacy blue checks would be removed in a few months.
And time now is 5:48. A last check, the TransGuide cameras looked okay. Let's go ahead and check back with RJ Marcus.
Yeah, guys, things looking good. That Twitter, what's going on there? I can't even keep up with everything going on Twitter, but keeping up with things on the road this morning. And yeah, as you mentioned, Stephanie, things looking pretty good out there. Taking a look right here at TransGuide traffic cameras, I-10 and Hildebrand. Things looking pretty smooth. I actually just got off the phone with them and they said it is oddly very quiet right now, so hopefully things kind of stay that way as they continue to follow things. And of course, if there's anything to note, they will let me know. I did want to mention one quick thing as we take a look at our wide map here. Again, a lot of green there, so no major delays or backups. This is kind of interesting, sort of caught my attention. This is from the San Antonio Fire Department page, and they're reporting a high-speed crash out at I-10 West on the northwest side at the rim. And again, no details other than that right now on the San Antonio Fire page, but it'll be something to kind of keep in mind. Now, they say that it's being reported at a business, so again, no major delays as far as on the main lanes there of I-10, but this is something that we will definitely continue to follow as we make our way throughout the morning. And one quick look out here at TransGuide traffic cameras again, Loop 410. East Houston, things looking pretty solid there. And I-37 Loop 410. So again, TransGuide saying that there's nothing major going on the roads right now. And so that is good news as we keep things going on this Tuesday morning. But again, I will continue to see what is going on there on the northwest side at the rim. Again, a high-speed crash being reported by the San Antonio Fire Department so far this morning.
It looks a little wetter everywhere right now in this hour.
Yeah.
And especially some of those cameras, we just saw 10 over there at Camp Bullis, kind of on the north side of Bexar County, where it's been sprinkles as opposed to just that mist that's kind of hanging around here. So I'm going to show you radar in a second. First of all, I'm a little confused by this picture. Is the dog happy?
Annie Lou is content in this picture.
I don't know.
Not sure?
It's a comfy blanket. Okay. Yeah, I think so.
Not sure if...
Maybe that's like a Vogue pose.
If Annie Lou is happy about the outfit. Yeah. Anyway, it's very cute. Thank you very much. Scan the QR code, and that's the easiest way to get to the app and download or send us some of your KSAT Connect pictures. Love seeing them, with the kids, the pets, whatever, all dressed up. Or if there's any weather that happens, we want to see those pictures as well. 410 is a bit on the damp side, and this is what I was just talking about, where over there right around 10 and Camp Bullis, you've got just a couple of showers around the area, enough, or I should say heavy enough is not the best word to use, but to be detected by radar. Other than that, it's just a lot of mist. I mean, you can see these sprinkles just kind of pop up here and there, not anything of any consequence at all, but just you might have to use the wipers a little more often, that'll be it. But the roads are damp, so you want to watch that. Temperatures stay steady all morning long. A couple of little sprinkly showers, some mist throughout the morning hours, even going into late afternoon. We'll start to see a bit of some sunshine, and that's especially going to be after the front moves on through here. So we hit 77 degrees early afternoon. Front comes through here, temperatures begin to drop. But this is not going to be one of those fronts where all of a sudden temperatures drop off 15, 20 degrees in behind this. It'll be kind of a slower process. We'll have some clearer skies there. Clouds going to move back in then later on tonight and overnight early tomorrow morning, which is what this computer model shows. There's some of those sprinkly showers around here this morning in through late morning and noontime. Still keep some clouds around, a couple of peaks of sunshine, especially off to the west, and will clear out somewhat as the front moves on through here. Then we get the clouds to move back in early tomorrow morning, and then they move back on out, and we'll have sunshine to finish up the week then in behind that. Temperatures Normal at 65. We haven't seen that in the longest. I've been above that even morning lows. But look at these. Temperatures are going to be actually below normal going into the first part of next week. Very chilly over the weekend, and low temperatures are finally going to be at or a little bit below normal all the way into the first part of next week. So it's going to feel like December. Finally. We've got temperatures undecember-ish still today, 75 at noon, couple of showers hanging around here. Then we'll see some sunshine. We peak at 77 early afternoon, late afternoon. Right around dinner time, we'll be at 73 degrees. Some clearing, then clouds come back in overnight. Start off cloudy tomorrow morning. 67 for a high temperature. We start off at 50 and then 38 on Thursday morning. Pretty cold Thursday, Friday mornings with the clearer skies out there. Clouds move back in here. It's going to hold low temperatures, not as cold over the weekend, but look at that. High temperatures ain't going anywhere. Excuse the grammar over the weekend and a couple of showers.
Good indoor weekend.
Yep.
Sounds good. Thank you, Mike.
Thank you, sir. Right now, 5:53, 70 degrees.
Let's look at your winning lotto numbers. Pick 3, 105, Fireball 4, Daily 4, 0247, Fireball 1.
Cash 5, 8, 9, 23, 26, 31. Texas two-step 13, 14, 17, 28 with a bonus ball of 29. And again, Mega Millions for tonight is $400 million. Powerball's up to 134. Those numbers 16, 31, 50, 55, 61. Powerball 9, Power Play 4.
Good morning. Coming up here on GMA, we've got dozens of states dealing with some sort of weather. I'm talking everything from blizzard warnings to tornado watches and a whole day of tornado threat ahead. I'm going to be covering that for the Deep South, but we've got teams back in the Rocky Mountains, up into the plains. We're going to see all of it as it moves to the Northeast. Then this morning, the latest on the arrest of FTX founder Sam Bankman-Fried, taken into custody in the Bahamas, set to face a judge this morning after the collapse of his crypto company. You're going to see those developing stories and so much more right here on GMA.
We're expecting a shift in the weather here at home. One group is hoping families will stay warm. Right now on KSAT.com, we have information on Texas Yes Project. They're collecting items like socks and coats. Donated clothing will be taken to parent resource centers in the Harlandale ISD and Edgewood ISD school districts before winter break. If you want to donate, we have a link on KSAT.com. Still plenty of time to donate, almost out of time actually, to the Salvation Army Parade of Kettles campaign. The money raised will be given back to those in need. Every donation helps no matter how big or small. You can donate by scanning this QR code on your screen or by heading over to KSAT.com. And thanks in advance for helping us out. Well, ahead in the next hour, GMSA, the plants may brighten your home, but they can also be lethal. We'll show you some common plants you might have around your house that you might want to avoid this holiday season or just get rid of them. TransGuide, that really does tell the story. We've had some showers in the area. The roads are wet, some places more than others, and it is cold front day. Mike Ostrage is standing by with the timeline. We'll be right back. Now at 6, murdered 2 years ago. What police are revealing about Crime Stoppers case and how you can help investigators.
Migrant crossings at the southern border are surging as a Trump-era policy is set to end. I'm ABC's Elizabeth Schulze. How officials on the ground are responding, coming up.
And taking a look out there with live cam, a few showers in the area this morning, and for now, we're at 70 degrees.
Live from KSAT 12. Good morning, San Antonio starts right now.
Good morning to you. Rise and shine. It is Tuesday, December 13th.
Thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good Monday, and we're all bracing for that cold front.
3 words, cold front day, and we have some showers in the area. Mike is here to explain what's going to happen on our Tuesday.
Now, just to kind of curb the enthusiasm a little bit. Yes, the front's going to be moving through. This is not one where...
Did we oversell?
All of a sudden, temperatures are going to be plummeting, 20 degrees in behind this front. It will get colder. We will get rid of the humidity, and there will be a couple of showers. But this is not going to be like this blast with this front.
All right.
It is going to be colder, though, the rest of the week. Rest assured with that. So we've got a couple of sprinkles out there right now. You can see the road is kind of damp, and I ran into just mist out there, but you can see on the north side and heading out 10 off to the east, up 35. You've got just a couple of actual sprinkles or showers, I should say, not really anything of any consequence, but you might have to use the wipers a little bit more. And that's going to be the situation throughout the rest of the morning. We'll just have a couple of these little light sprinkles. It's just because all this moisture keeps getting pumped on in here from the Gulf of Mexico, sort of runs into the escarpment, if you will. 70 here in town, 71 Port Say, 73 Castroville. The average low temperature right now is 43. So we're anywhere from 25 to 30 degrees above normal. And that's the situation all around the area. But that, like I said, will be changing. We don't have a lot of fog this morning, thanks to, in part, the winds, which are a decent breeze. 5, 10, 15 miles per hour. Mold, mountain cedar are both on the low side. They dropped down yesterday. The updated count is going to come out in about an hour, hour and a half. Temperature is going to be staying steady this morning. And then we are going to be seeing a little bit of sunshine, especially later on in the mid-afternoon hours. We're going to make it up to 75 at noon, and then the front moves on through here. So we'll hit our high temperature at about 3 o'clock, and then we'll drop down. Again, it's not going to be just temperatures plummeting, but we'll drop into the low 70s by late this afternoon, and we'll actually see some clearing late this afternoon. Then the clouds are going to move back in here overnight, briefly into early tomorrow morning. Then plenty of sunshine tomorrow afternoon, Thursday, first part of the day on Friday. Really, really cold temperatures then Thursday morning, Friday morning, and the weekend's one of those where grilled cheese and soup sounds pretty good. Details coming up in just a couple of minutes. Traffic Authority, RJ Marquez, what is going on, sir?
All right, Mike. Well, things have gotten very busy since the last time we were with you guys on this Tuesday morning, and we're going to take a quick look here at our TransGuide traffic camera. This is at State Highway 151 at Loop 410 West. So we're hearing right now that this may potentially be a deadly accident out there in that stretch of area. Katrina Weber is getting more information right now. She's headed to that scene as we continue to follow this latest developing story. And again, I just got a text message from TransGuide as well saying that this is a pretty major accident. So again, just kind of getting some more details out here. Again, 151 at Loop 410 West. Our Katrina Weber's headed out there right now. Potentially deadly accident that could cause a major traffic buildup or a mess as we continue on through the rest of our morning. So we will continue to follow that on the traffic end. Again, Katrina out there on the roads. Katrina out there going to see what's going on the news side of things. On the northwest side here, again, we were talking about some of the mist and rain earlier. This is I-10 at Dominion Drive on the northwest side. Things, as you can see from this TransGuide traffic camera, a little messy out there, a little wet as our more drivers make their way out in the roads this morning. So we mentioned that accident there that Katrina's headed out to. So again, following the latest there, wanted to also bring up this thing out here in the northwest side, which we were talking about earlier today. This morning, as a matter of fact. So now this is showing up on our maps. We were talking about this crash out here at the rim. Now TransGuide and KSAT are both reporting this. I-10 westbound lanes at La Cantera Parkway right by the rim. Does not seem to be causing any major traffic buildups at the moment, but still something that has developed over the past 15 minutes or so. All right, taking a quick look. This is north of downtown. We have a stall, I-35 northbound. This is the exit 158 at I-37. So just keep in mind if you're headed into the downtown area that things are starting to definitely build up out there as well. One quick look at TransGuide, and again, this is the thing that we've been following now over the past couple of minutes. We will continue to gather more information as the morning goes along. Mark and Stephanie, back to you guys.
RJ, thank you. This morning, the search is on for suspects involved in the murder of a U.S. Army veteran.
It happened 2 years ago today. 27-year-old Bernard Terry died after being shot in the head on Judson Road near George Cooper Street. His family told KSAT that he was gunned down while on his way home. Officers found his car stopped in the middle of the street full of bullet holes. He was dead inside the vehicle. We're all told 2 cars were seen speeding away from that scene. You're asked to call Crime Stoppers if you have any information about this case. That number on your screen right now, 224-STOP. Officials with the San Antonio Fire Department plan to discuss the ongoing investigation of an explosion that killed at least 4 people on the city's southeast side on Friday night. Fire investigators will host a press conference at 1:30 this afternoon. It will be at the Public Safety Headquarters building. The explosion happened near K-Bar Construction Company. And right now, there are some people who are still not able to go back to their houses because of the incident. We spoke to a woman who lives on the same property but did not want to go on camera.
It's not doing me no good to be out here and not really having a place to stay, to sleep. I can't take a bath. I can't change my clothes. My shoes were wet for 2 days because I didn't have extra shoes. And I have all my stuff in my RV, but they just won't let me get it.
The Bexar County Medical Examiner released the identity of another victim in the case. They identified 28-year-old Ashley Ottoby and 36-year-old Roger Huron Jr. as victims in Friday's deadly explosion. We're still waiting on the names for 2 more victims, but we know they are a 57-year-old man and a 61-year-old man.
San Antonio police now responding to a viral post you may have seen or heard about on social media this week. The post claims there's a serial killer in the San Antonio metro area. SAPD says the post has, quote, no factual basis, end quote. SAPD said it's aware of the post and wanted to reassure the public to not be alarmed. They call the post unsubstantiated.
Students and staff across 3 local high schools are now being tested for tuberculosis. Those being tested are considered close contacts of a single case reported at Brandeis High School. Now, Metro Health says it expects to screen about 115 people total at Brandeis, Clark, and O'Connor. Northside ISD notified families last week about the case at Brandeis and a common link to Clark and O'Connor. Those considered close contacts were also notified by Metro Health.
There's no need to panic or worry at this point. There won't be any further transmission at this point.
Metro Health says the patient who tested positive was isolated and is expected to be okay.
Topping your morning headlines, state and local officials dealing with a spike of migrant crossings at the southern border.
Border Patrol agents in El Paso say they're already at capacity and as they brace for the end of a Trump-era immigration policy.
ABC's Elizabeth Schulze reports.
At the U.S.-Mexico border, a surge of migrant crossings is straining state resources.
People are going to fall through the cracks. Young kids are going to be out there sleeping on the sidewalks.
Shelters at the southern border overwhelmed as they process hundreds of asylum seekers every day.
It's an immigration system that has to be reformed, and yet there's no discussion of it in Congress because the Republican Congress wants nothing to do with it.
In El Paso, unauthorized border crossings are now averaging more than 2,400 daily encounters. Adults carrying children through the Rio Grande, hundreds lining up as they prepare to cross.
These folks are here, they're applying for asylum protections, and that is a legal way to immigrate to this country.
State and local officials warn the surge could swell as a Trump-era border policy is set to end this month. The policy, known as Title 42, allows for the immediate expulsion of migrants without allowing them to apply for asylum.
We are taking steps to be able to manage the expiration of Title 42 and to put in place a process that will be orderly and humane.
Olnedis says she came from Venezuela and is seeking safety in the U.S. for her daughter, waiting to cross until next week.
Pero si no puedes entrar, ¿qué vas a hacer? She doesn't know what she'll do if they don't let her back in.
Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas is expected to visit El Paso today to review operations and to meet with local organizations and officials. Elizabeth Schulze, ABC News, Washington.
Happening today, a high-profile report on inflation is set to be released. It could show another month of cooling prices and add to evidence that the pressures on American households are gradually easing. A milder inflation report would also encourage optimism that the Federal Reserve will suspend its interest rate hike sometime early next year. Economists have forecasted that consumer prices rose just over 7% in November compared with a year ago.
And now to another W for our San Antonio Spurs. Last night they took on a top 3 team in the East. The Cleveland Cavaliers came down to the wire, but in the end the Silver and Black powered through. Final score from the AT&T Center, Spurs win it by 1. The final 112-111.
Close games are always good for guys to either win or lose because they just teach you a lot about yourselves, about how the game goes, about the flow, about how you got to approach things. So, I think the experience that we got today was big for us, and to come out with a win like that is a big step.
Next up for the Spurs, they'll try to keep the win streak alive against the Portland Trailblazers. That game is tomorrow night at 7 o'clock at the AT&T Center.
That's right. We like to see this a lot better.
Much better.
Time now, 6:11, 70 degrees for now.
Trouble with foggy windshields. You may need to add a little gold. Details coming up in your morning consumer news.
And Twitter disbands its safety council. After the break, we're going to show you what it means.
Outside with live cam. Yeah, grab an umbrella, maybe a light rain jacket just in case. We'll get an update on that cold front headed our way and big changes in temperatures for later this week.